doing some art as well. Thanks for coming out. Right now, I'm working on my 10th in the Goddess series I've been doing. This one is going to be turned into a print, and I'm going to animate over it. It's going to be kind of cool. But here I am starting with the base stuff, starting out with the base model that I'm going to rig. It's already been rigged up. I purchased this model from Turbo Squid. It was like $30. I think it's a male one, but about the goddesses right now. Yeah, so I had to rig it up and then, get the polygons down to something I could work with. And now here we are. So I need some inspiration. I need to... Honestly, I was thinking about importing animations, but let's just try to freeform it, I guess, for the sake of the stream. So we're gonna do like a prayer type thing. Switch the rotate to global or local on the bones. And I also have the X mirror on, so that, when I do one side, the other side also goes. It makes it way easier. Shout out to whoever's hanging out. If you're in chat, type in, see if it works. One love, fam. So yeah, we gotta get this in a prayer hands. Prayer hands. Or like that. His arms kind of tucked in. And let's actually do this. Let's go flip the hands as if she's holding something, perhaps some orbs. Oh, look at that bone right there. Nice. Looks great. Just kidding. Looks terrible. Too much rotate. This one's free. So let's rotate this bone first. I think we're only going to do the top half for modeling purposes. So let's turn the bones off so I can see what is going on. Click the meta rig. Go over to the viewport display for the bones. And turn off in front. So that's what we're looking like right now. Modeled view looking like that. I'm gonna change that later, I think. It's all good though for right now. I think I fucked up, honestly. Cool. Another thing we're gonna do is set the viewport. So see about doing a 4 foot by 8 foot panel, and I'm not gonna do the math, but we're gonna calculate the pixels, I guess. Give me a second. I don't know another way to do this. I'm just gonna go in Adobe Illustrator. Maybe I can show you guys. Boop. I'm trying to turn on a little window. Should have set it up before, I suppose. Live and learn. Let's do this. Okay. So I don't really know the dimensions on in pixels for a print like that. So I know that the width of my print is going to be 48, so it's 48 inches. And the height is 96, that's 8 feet, so that's in inches. Let's go, got us 10 for right now. And so also I want to put the print mode in 150 dpi, because that's what the printer is going to be printing at. Yeah, so let's see what that is. Create the thing. So now that we have that measurement, I could turn on the ruler and then go over to preferences, units, switch from inches to pixels. And now we have the measurements in pixels. We're going to go over to our properties and then click the artboard, so you can see that the measurements for a 4x8 print and 150 dpi is 3456 width by 6912 height. So yeah, we're just going to copy those values over into Blender. And what I'm doing is copying in the viewport first, or the resolution render output. So that number was 3456 width. That's the Y. I'm sorry, that's the X. And then 6912. 6912 height. And so that's the render resolution output, and we're also need to change the camera setting. So let's go to our camera. This is the camera view, and we need to change the the resolution of our camera. Looking. Let's just, if I can Google it, I mean, why not, right? No shame in the game. Change camera resolution, Blender 2.8. So Blender 2.8 separates render and output settings. So, yeah, let's figure this out. I guess I could watch this video. I'd rather read something, honestly. Just find it in the old manual. This music's stressing me out. Camera resolution. Let's try camera. Camera view. So this is the camera view. This is what we want to change. Setting the active camera, camera navigation, positioning. Let's see if I can suss it out again. Yep, this is what life is like, you know. Run into a simple problem. It's like, oh yeah, I want to do this thing, and then you have to figure it out. So that's how it goes. Have you guys ever mods? I do use some Blender mods. What's up, Lace? And there's a texture modifier as well. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I could link it later. This right here is a asset, so it's kind of like a mod. I mean, you know. This is a real conundrum. I wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna Google it again. What is this called? This parameter. Change lens size. Render settings, dimensions. Render settings, dimensions, or change. Oh, I'm dumb. I switched the values. There we go. 3456, 6912. All right, good to go. Exiting that. Goodbye display. So no, we're not gonna do anything with that. So now we're back. This is what the camera is gonna look like when the render output is gonna look like for that 4x8 thing I was talking about. And we're just gonna move the camera down. So click camera, and then I'm just gonna position it down so that I can get a better angle. So run the z-axis. So for this composition, have her about right there. Right there. Yeah, that looks good. So let's also put in a background. So if I want to make a new object, just press Shift A. We're gonna make a new plane this time and scale that up pretty big. And you can scale just by clicking this white line and moving the mouse. But that's far too big. I don't need that. And then we're just going to rotate it on the x-axis by 90 degrees. Move that back. So this is now like the backdrop for that. Let's just make this a little smaller. I don't want it to make it unnecessarily large. I don't know why, but I don't. Scale it down with the green. Because then we're just scaling on one axis. Oh damn, look at this perspectives. I think I'm going to change the camera perspective too. Let's see what we're at. So we are in perspective. Let's try orthographic. Yeah, it's a little more intense. Let's back the scale out. So I think I like that a little more. And then we can move it up a little bit. Just tastefully covering the vagina. You know how we roll, kid friendly. Alright, yeah, that's good. That's the start. Let's get this positioning on the model right actually. So we're gonna click over to the model and then go over to the meta rig, which is the rig that we created for the model. Go to pose mode. And we're just going to move those bones out a little more. And we don't want those bones to be deformed. So we're going to try balancing as much as we can. See like that crease right there. I mean, I know the humans have creases, don't get me wrong, but it's a little extreme. So we're going to try and negate that as much as possible. Yeah, so I want like cups of light to like be flowing out of her hands. So that'll be cool. We'll just do a little emitter for that. Okay. Let's look at the render view. Let's get the lights set up. So this is what I have rendered out beforehand. And we're gonna change it up. So I have like a background on. I'm just gonna turn it off for this one. It's on environment texture, if you can see that over the corner. And instead of environment texture, we're gonna go with a flat color. Or we could go with a texture actually. Let's try that. Let's try magic texture. That's gross. Let's try something else. Well, let's investigate, I suppose. Nah. Let's just do a blank color. There's a bunch of other settings. You know, you could do other textures and stuff like that. And I suppose it would be cool. Never mind. It doesn't even matter because we can't even see it in the composition. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's just disconnect. So now the background is blank. Just a blank color. We can see that our model already has a texture on it. So we'll look at that really quick. Go down to the actual texture model, and then we click the texture button here at the bottom. So material 2, mysterious materials that I already have. Let's do this. Let's see what I had going on beforehand. So what I like to do is build templates when I make art, and so this is this model is the start of the whole series of pieces that I've been doing, instead of trying to start completely from scratch. I feel like I can dive in a lot quicker. For that reason though, I have a lot of leftover stuff in my materials bucket here, which is not the best practice. So do as I say, not as I do. Let's explore the different materials here. So, ooh, that's strange. It's probably a glitch. Subsurface scattering. I like that a lot. Let's change the color. I'm feeling blues for this one, so I'll probably have the goddess be like a lighter blue. Like that. And so this is the only light I have in the scene. I'm probably gonna change it. So sun lights the entire area. Spots a specific area. Area is like a square area light, I suppose you could say. And that's what I'm gonna use right now. And we're gonna reset some of the parameters back to 0. Reset that, reset that, reset that. And then move up. So thinking about light, what to do about the lights. I guess we want it to highlight her face and the features as well. So we're just gonna do a free rotation by hand over here. See how the lights are, getting the facial features in there. Just what we want. And we'll leave that be. Change the color light. We set it back to white, pure white, please. Okay, so this is pure white light. Power, what's going on? Seems very powerful light. Let's move it down some. Probably just have a lot of different individual lights with the different scenes. That's too much. I want to cover the eyes a little bit. Hide the eyes, you could say. Hidden. And we're gonna copy that light and do one more to the side and then rotate like that. Let's do it actually way to the side. Rotate a little more. Like that. Yeah. Okay. So I want to start modeling like weird things going on in the background. So we are going to do one of those mods I was talking about, which is that Lace mentioned, which is torus objects. I think I want a super toroid. So let's zoom on down in. You can see how big that toroid is. See what's going on with it. That's not the one. Let's do like the weird ones. Torus knot. Yeah. And so once you move the object, you can't change the parameters for it. So because I just bumped it on accident, I'm going to go back and do it again because it wasn't at the right resolution. Let's go higher, probably 150. That's good. And that's good. So that's our super torus. It's going to be the worms in our scene, so to speak. It's going to look great. So, yeah, let's just get this guy positioned. It's going to be way smaller, I think. Oh, we could probably spin like that there. That'd be pretty cool. Spinning. Have it, yep. Okay, so let's make it smaller. Scale. Scale parameter. Just freescale it, scale according to proportion. And so have it here. so the next thing I want to do is grab a repeater or an array. Pop that on there because we want this guy to do many things. And let's do 13 to be safe. Just have this line of like weird things going out. Let's scale it down some still. And so I know by changing one of the offset settings, you can kind of get these to do strange things. I think if I rotate, well, let's see. I want these to be more worm-like. That's what I'm talking about. And so I want these to like curve in space. I wonder. It's time for Google, you know? Let's hop in that Google, baby. I should have a segment every time I go to Google to look something up called I Googled it. So we want to Google how to curve an array. Blender 2.0, 2.8. Boom, boom. 7, meet the music. Sorry, Jade Skada. I need sound. Well, I'll just watch. Cool. Okay, so let us make a new curve. These are all the different curves you can use. Knots. Torus knot. Oh, interesting. Whoa, whoa. That's a lot. Let's do like 13. And we're going to scale up that curve. And so we wonder. Let's actually position this curve first. Scale down a little. Okay, so we want to modify this curve, or modify this to fit the curve. Torsion X13. See what happens. Didn't do anything. Back to Google. See what I did wrong. Merge first last. Hmm. Hmm. Curiouser and curiouser. So add curve to the object as well. Can do. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Alright. That's a massive curve. Let's scale it down a lot. That curve is too big. Control Z. Uh-oh, might have crashed. Might have crashed the blender. Oh, nice. I should save scene. This is too big. What constant offset? So if I scale this knot, will everything? Oh, yes. Whoa. I'm going to animate that. That is excellent. Sick. Look at all that action happening back there. Cool. So probably start it right there. Cool. That's very cool looking. We'll leave that right there. And I'm liking all these materials. Just kidding. I don't hardly like any of them. Let's change it to another subsurface scattering. And this one's going to be a little more purple maybe. And we're probably going to do something else about these lights in a minute. But for now, it's fine. Not worried about it. So that's our back spine thing, you know. Can we move this? Oh, interesting. So there's other parameters as well. Let's scale it out for now, just so we can see kind of like what's gonna be happening. Yeah, let's move this whole thing back. Tight. Sight. So that's what's gonna be going on behind her. I'd like to adorn the face. But I'm not gonna do anything right now. I have a different idea actually. I think I'm gonna use GAN tools to do something much more interesting than just etching on the face. Shapes. Shapes are cool. Let's see what kind of shapes we got going on. Polygons are cool. But we're pretty liquid in this composition, I feel like. I feel like that's a very flowy, liquid type of deal. But having change is not a bad thing. So yeah, at least one division eye goes here. And just toss that bad boy up a little bit. Sorry, let me exit out of this display. Hey viewer, wherever you are, appreciate you stopping in. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. Check me out on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, doing all kinds of things. Okay, so this is going to be kind of the thing, the spilling out liquid type deal I was talking about. This is going to be the emitter for that. So it's just going to float in her hand to make it a little bigger. And then I'll probably incorporate some other models. I think I want to model this after Athena. Send me your favorite goddess. And we'll do a model after it. Okay, so that's Halo. Let's actually rename this to Goop. It's the Goop material. And this one is going to be emitter though. Let's call this one cubed object. And I do want it to glow. It's gonna be like red, but that strength is just, it's far too strong. And we're gonna have to turn the bloom up eventually, but I'm not worried about it right now. Oh yes, look at that. Terrible. I don't know if I like how emitted it's being. Let's look around. Ooh, the black cube. I don't want to go there. I could just do subsurface scattering, dog. Like, why not? Because it doesn't have enough shadows. That's why. That's my complaint. Is this G-Gens? Yes. I saw him live. It's pretty good. But I'm in a chill vibe right now. I want better shadows. I'll have to do lights on that thing. Let's do it up a little bit. Cool. Different color though. More red. Yes. We can do one more for symmetry's sake. This one will be a completely different color. So cubed object 2. It's gotta kind of be the antithesis of the other color now. That's weird. Alright, move that one over a little. Those are both gonna just like float. It's gonna be cool. Okay. I want to ponder and think about this one for a second. Because I'm thinking about using GAN tools for the textures on this thing, which is like morphing faces and stuff like that. But I also want to draw directly on the model and add things to it. I'll think about it for a second. Let's do something else. Let's work in the background. So, as you can see in my materials list, I'm just going through the old stuff and renaming it, changing it to something I actually want. And so for this, we're going to go with the old background emission. Oh, so much strength. So BG. I feel like my volume is on emission or something. Why are you doing this? There you go. It's got to be a little softer than that. Oh, and I have another little thing I'm going to do, I think. I want the color to be soft, you know. That looks like puke. I don't like that. But I want it to be distinctive from the other colors. Let's probably just stick it to like a gray. Yeah, a neutral color. That's FFF. FFF. F is the color for white. Let's do it down to like a gray. And we're going to use the lights, I think, instead to do that. But we are going to do this. Oops. We're going to tilt this little background and add another light. So let's add a new light. Light. Let's do a area light. Scoop. And we're going to put this one on this background here. Okay. We're going to scale a little wider so it goes across the plane. I can't tell if I'm mumbling or not. I usually have someone to tell me, but it's probably boring as fuck, so sorry. We're going to get this light probe on here and see what that does. Because we want this light to come down on this back plane. But it's not really accepting our lights. Curious. I think I scaled incorrectly. Let's try again. Yeah, slow power. Probably turn this background down. So we're gonna scale down again like that. So how does that look? Let's turn the light down some. Okay, and then we're going to use this color of light to kind of paint the background. Yes, much better. More subtle. Subtle. Cool. So we're probably going to duplicate this background spiral. Probably going to animate these orbs. Let's think. What would be cool? I want to cruise around, see what kind of models we can find on this fine day. I want like swords or something like that. Yo, what up, Sam? Just chilling, man. I hope you've been well. I see you out there with that outdoor shit. I'm looking for a sword or a model. Because Athena is the goddess of the arts. So Athena relics. Okay. Owl. Olive tree. Oh. Continue without supporting. Gang gang. Any suggestions? What do I do? I'm thinking about turning this goddess into Athena. So we'll see how it works. I'm researching the objects related to Athena. Olive tree. The owl. A spear. Armor, golden helmet, shield, holding a spear. So let's do a spear. That'd be tight. Thank you. Hopefully. So yeah, this is Turbo Squid. You can buy 3D models. They have lots of free ones as well. And look at there. Look at the Lou. I don't like the trident though. I mean, I don't want to appropriate this man's culture. I'll appropriate Roman culture though, because that's what's up. This is an interesting spear shape. Ooh, I could also just make a spear as well. Let's see that. So, let's do Shift A, mesh. We're going to do a cylinder. And we're going to scale that bad boy up in the blue axis. And actually, no, let's do a cone. So radius 1 and 2. I think radius 1 is the one I want. Let's do 0.33. So let's do. Oh fuck! I moved that model. Every time you move the model, you have to make a new one to keep messing with it. So let's do 0.10. Yeah, let's do 0.05. Yeah. Vertices increase. Let's put it to the max, which is probably 256. So we get that high resolution. Okay, so this is the base model for our spear. We have a little needle. Shout out to Game of Thrones. Love you, Arya. So this is going to be like our spear base shape. Okay. Let's scale it down some. Just because we want to get that point. Nice. And let's add a modifier. Modifier is going to be a twist, I think. Screw. Let's see what's up. I need this view. I think I made the resolution too high. Let's try a different modifier. Oh, did I break it? My thing froze. We'll see. It's the journey. Let's try something else. We're gonna try a displacement modifier instead, and we're gonna make a new displacement texture. And we're gonna modify that texture. Ooh, let's try wood. So this is far too. There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking that the resolution of this kind is too high to do things I'm thinking about. We'll see if there's a way to keep chugging along. Let's add another one and see what happens. It's not coming out how I want. Let's investigate a little further. So usually I modify toruses with the Boolean mesh modifiers. So maybe I can stretch a torus to be the correct shape, and we'll see what happens. So let's stretch this bad boy out. And if I can't figure it out, we're just going to go ahead and download one and call it a day. Because God bless the fact that someone contributed a 3D model for free for us to use. I mean, that's pretty lit. Shout out to Turbo Squid. Go there if you need 3D models, dude. Like, you know. And like, I could model like a normal ass freaking sphere, but I'd rather do something like ethereal looking, you know, representational, you know what I'm saying? It's not about being a sphere, it's about feeling like a sphere. It's about being the essence of a sphere, the interpretation of the sphere. Hello, Granny. So let's see what other modifiers we're gonna try. So I just picked a wave on accident. Let's pick something else. Let's go back to the this way some modifiers working with earlier. And so I had one earlier. It's text. Oh yes. So you see how like crunchy and weird it's becoming. That's what I'm looking for. The essence of a sphere. And so we can click on this one to modify that even more. Let's go rid of. I'm not sure which one to pick. Alright, let's try Baroni. There's a lot actually, like wood. But, I'll just look around for a bit, see what's going on. Pick different options, experiment a little. Go back to the main menu, the main Boolean modifier menu. And I think that's fine as a sphere. And make sure it's out of the way of her. So we're going to scale that down even more. Stretch it more. So we don't care about distortion. It's about distortion. Because what I don't want is for it to block that arm right there. I also need to think about the safe zones of the print. That's fine, let's leave it there for now. I feel like the model's kind of off center. Let's investigate. No, it's on center. Maybe I'm just paranoid. Ooh, maybe it is. Nope, it's not. Okay. So for this sphere shape, let's see if we can do another Boolean modifier to it. I really want to get the screw modifier working. I don't know why it's not. But maybe I'm just not using it right, which is probably the case. Let's do it on the easy axis. Okay, so I think I'm done messing with it. Let's scale it back down a little, get more spear-like. And it's really thin, quiet object, you know. And that looks fine. We're gonna add some rings to that, kind of add to the sphere vibe. I love these toruses, man. This one, just gonna keep it simple. Let's change the radius, so major. So let's bring the minor radius down to 0.5. Oops, 0.5 meters. I need like a notification system or something. That's the wrong. Let's do this at 2. No, 0.5. 0.2. There we go. And we are gonna zoom out and smooth these rings over to this thing. Oh, dude, Dishonored 2 just got installed. Sick. Scale up the rings right there. So this is her sphere, so we call it, and we'll leave that one right there because we're gonna do some more modifications to it. We're also gonna let's take the torus knot, our original one. That's the curve. Let's find the torus knot. Oops. The old undo, baby. Alright, yeah, we're gonna make a new star point object for this, for the tip of the sphere. Let's look around. Let's hit up that torus. So what's it looking like? Let's do let's do the torus object, torus knot. Yes. Yes. Wonder how many different kinds there are. Oh, fuck, I clicked it. This is the pain. Stumbling around sometimes. Mesh, torus object, torus knot. I want to see what other kinds there are, if there are any. There's only 3. Let's do 2. That one seems cool. Resolution? What if we did like 3? Yeah, chunky. Okay, so that's gonna be like the tip of our sphere, you know what I mean? Yeah. The sphere. We're just gonna scale that down a little bit. Nice. And then rotate. Cool. It's getting a little lit in here. Let's change piece of code. Feeling that super task. You know how I do. we been going for? An hour. Nice. An hour-long stream. Thanks to everyone that came out. We're going to do a little more, and then I'm going to turn it off. But for now, we're chilling. Let's finish up this spear shape. And let's rotate on the red axis a little. Yes. Strange. Let's turn that off. I had local movement on still, so that'll fuck with you a little bit. Okay, so it says she also has an owl and an olive branch. So, I wonder if there's an owl about. Free owl. Can I get one? Can I get that? No, pretty bad. Olive tree. So, I'll think of something for the owl. Maybe I'll model something separately. It's gonna take a couple hours though. Trees are good though. Let's do blender trees, see what's going on. There's a lot of good trees. Yeah, it's a nice tree. Let's grab it. Oh man. Off screen, I'm tapping my password into Turbo Squid. You know.